Hey guys, it's Brittany. Today I have a tutorial on how I make my frontals using the hot glue gun method. I had a few people request that I do that, so I'm going to be doing that for you guys today. So if you are interested, please stay tuned. Today's video is brought to you by Virgo hair. Alright, so inside the bag came a wig cap, and I'm just showing you guys the frontal. It didn't come like pre-bleached. I did bleach it off camera, and if you don't know how to do that, I do have a video on how to bleach your frontals. So I was sent two 26-inch bundles, two 28-inch bundles, and a closure that was 20 inches, and this texture is the water wave texture. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get into the making of this frontal. So I found a large spandex stretch cap because I do have a larger head, and I didn't want the wig to fit weird after I took it off of the mannequin head. So I found a cap that was large and would accommodate my head size, and I'm going to be using my wig block canvas head, and I have it covered with packing tape, just so I do this for when I am doing the hot glue gun method, so the spandex cap doesn't stick to the canvas head. And so I took some T-pins and I'm just stretching the cap even more in the back, just so when I take it off of the canvas head, it's a good size to accommodate my head. And I'm just showing you guys my frontal. I did bleach the knots off camera, as I told you guys. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try to place my frontal onto my spandex dome cap. I'm just kind of getting it centered. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a T-pin at the back of the frontal to anchor it in place. And then I'm going to secure even more, like all around the perimeter, with maybe 4 T-pins, just so it stays in place. So I'm twisting up the frontal, and then I'm going to clip it, so when I start to sew, it's not in the way. And the frontal is the only thing that I sew on this wig, and I'm going to be using some thread, some black thread, as well as a curving needle. I always use a curving needle because it's a lot easier than just like a straight pin. So when I'm sewing, I can't like show you guys how to sew. With the curved needle, I'm going through the spandex dome cap, through the perimeter of the frontal, and then just creating a tight loop with that. And I do that all the way across the frontal from ear to ear, and that's basically all that I do. Alright, so I'm going to be showing you guys how I lay my tracks on the spandex dome cap. So when I'm laying the tracks on the dome cap, I leave an inch of space in between where the lace frontal is and where the tracks are, okay? And I'm going to be laying the tracks in a U formation, and because I'm doing the hot glue gun method, I am going to have to cut my tracks. So keep that in mind if you are doing the hot glue gun method. So I'm just going to put a line of the hot glue on there and then start to put my tracks on there. And I'm not going to go all the way around the head. I'm just doing a little bit at a time because the glue does dry pretty fast. So I'm going to be laying the tracks all the way around the head in a U formation, all the way to the top. Again, I'm leaving an inch of space in between the frontal and the tracks, because later on we're going to fill that inch of space in going straight across instead of in a like U formation. And you'll see that like as I continue laying the tracks. Alright, so as you can see, we have that little curve that's at the top. That's the smallest U that I got towards the top. And now I'm going to fill in that inch of space, but I'm not going to go in the U formation like we did with the rest of the wig. We're just going to go straight across. Now, I got to fit like one track in there, like 1.5 tracks in there. All I'm doing is taking my hot glue gun, going straight across, and then putting that track in there where it meets the frontal. And that's it. That's all I did. And then after that, I took some black hairspray. And because my hot glue is just like the regular kind, it's not the black sticks that you can get, I sprayed that just to camouflage the residue from the glue sticks. Alright, so we're done with making the wig. So now I'm just going to take the wig off of the mannequin head. And it comes off a lot easier when you do the packing tape before you do the hot glue gun method. So now I'm going to cut off the spandex that's directly underneath the frontal because we don't need that anymore. Okay, so I have shown the application process of my frontals in my last like 2 or 3 videos, but I'm just going to quickly show you guys how I apply this particular wig. So I'm going to be applying this wig using the yellow bottle of Got to Be Glued and the yellow freeze spray from Got to Be Glued as well to adhere the wig to my head. And to get my baby hairs laid down, I'm going to be using the black bottle of Got to Be Glued. I'm going to go ahead and clean the perimeter of my forehead off of any makeup, just so that makeup residue doesn't like mix in with the Got to Be Glued and make my edges look crusty. Alright, so after having the scarf tied on my head for about 10 minutes, I took it off and I decided how I wanted my hair to fall. So I wanted to do kind of a side part, and so I went ahead and put it as a side part. And to get my edges laid down, as I told you guys, I used a black bottle of Got to Be Glued. And instead of using a toothbrush this time, I've been seeing a lot of people on YouTube use that pink edge brush. And you can always still use your toothbrush, but I thought it was cute, and it's cool because it has a brush end and then it has more of a comb end, and it makes it a little bit easier to define your baby hairs. So yeah, if you're interested in purchasing one of those, I'll put it in the description box. It's only a few dollars. Yeah, so after I got the baby hairs how I wanted it to look, I did put a little bit of my face powder, my Maybelline Fit Me pressed powder in color 330 Toffee, around like the front part of my wig, just to make the scalp look a bit more natural. All right, so I did decide to cut off the excess lace that was like hanging over my ear, just so it would fit to my head size. And I'm not an expert at how to do that, but I did a better job at doing that this time than I did with the wig that I did from Wig Encounters. So yeah, so I'm gonna show you guys a 360 of what the wig looks like on me. This is probably one of the longest like curly wigs I've ever had. I told you guys I had two 26 inch bundles and two 28 inch bundles, and I'm 6 feet tall, so it still like looks fine on me. It doesn't look like too long. And I do like the length of this hair, especially for the summertime. Overall, I think this hair is very pretty. And I did try this hair as a half up, half down style, and it was cute too. But I really like how it looks all the way down. I want to thank Virgo Hair for sending me this hair, and I hope you guys enjoyed this frontal tutorial. The hot glue gun method is the only method I've ever tried, and it still works. And I've washed like a couple of my wigs after doing the hot glue gun method. You just have to make sure you're not like saturating the entire spandex cap, and you'll be fine. Just like an inch away from where the glue is, and you'll be okay. And it does last a long time, because all the human hair wigs that I have made have been with this method. So if you are interested in this hair, I'll leave links in the description box for you guys. If you have not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe and turn on your notifications. I have a lot of stuff coming up for you guys, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.